Hey everybody, Igor Paspal here, and today I want to show you one amazing guitar multi-effects unit, or modeling unit, or guitar processor, or call it whatever you like. It's named Trident, and it's coming from a company called NUX. Now, we all know there's a plethora of similar multi-effects units floating around in the market. But this one stands out with amazing set of features and great sound algorithms in its price range. It features 27 amps, same number of matching cabinets, 32 user IR slots, 4 microphones, and bunch of time-based and modulation effects. Now all that is managed with 2 DSP chips inside, one dedicated to amp algorithms only, and second one for effects, which is really a feature that you usually only find in much more expensive devices. Furthermore, it's also a powerful sound interface for your computer. Then it has a 30 seconds looper and plenty of I/O connection options. And finally, it comes with a beautifully made and super simple editor for your computer. Now, let's see what's in the box. Obviously, beside the unit itself and included power adapter, you get some nice printed manual. Then you get USB cable, to connect your Trident to computer, to use the editor or firmware updates. Then you also get 2 MIDI adapters. Now these button tops, you get 5 of them. So, it's very handy to put it in your, various switches of your Trident. A lot of people use it. I don't personally use it, but yeah, a lot of people find it much more easier, to operate the unit on the floor with their feet. Then you get a warranty card, you get some sticker, and that's about it. Now, let's check the unit a little bit more in details. So, close-up look into the Trident front panel. We have 10 foot switches in total, from which in lower row we have bank down switch, then 3 preset change switches per bank, and boost switch, which also acts as a tuner. And in upper row, we also have bank up switch, and then stomp box switches for reverb, delay, modulation, FX. And they also have a secondary functions for tap tempo and controlling 30 seconds built-in looper. On the upper part of the front panel, now we have a delay and reverb section with included mini switches to change types of delay reverb, as well as various routings for delay and reverb. Then we have same section for modulation FX with very similar controls. And finally, on the right, we have amp-like controls, treble, bass, presence and stuff, as well as quick on-off buttons for amp, cab, noise reduction and EQ. And on the very top, on the side of the display, we have the main edit buttons. And of course, it's not a touchscreen display, obviously, as you can see by its size. Altogether, full layout is very nicely organized to change and tweak most of the parameters on the fly, which is basically perfect for live use. Also, the device is built very well with one-piece die-cast aluminum case, again, which is great for live applications. If we look at the back, so there's really a lot of I/O options. So beside usual connections, you also get send-return effect loop for hooking up your other external effects. Then 2 balanced XLR outputs to PA, phones output for monitoring, expression panel, master volume, MIDI in-out and auxiliary input for playing backing tracks from the unit, for example. Finally, I have to mention that Trident is also a studio device with USB-C audio interface built in, and with its relatively small size, I think it's perfect for traveling and recording your ideas, demos and whatever on the go. Okay, let me show you the editor. So when your Trident is, plugged in, powered on, when you connect it with USB to your computer, it's gonna automatically connect, as you can see here. And we have a really, really nicely made editor, beautifully graphically and very simple to use. On the left side, you can see the list of presets, and there's a factory section and user section presets. So if you edit any of the presets, it's going to obviously save it to the user section of the presets. Then on the top, you can set up the BPM. There's a level. There's a options to export presets, import presets, save, and some settings. Recording level, playback level. During routing mode, how to for recording, you're gonna do just normal routing, or if you want to do reamp, where you can record a dry signal as well, so you can basically reamp it with some other modelers or some other VST or whatever. MIDI list, language, stuff like that. Then here we have one of the most important parts, signal chain. Now on signal chain, you can freely move anything, basically edit signal chain any way you want. Now you can even edit the routing of reverb and delay, in parallel, or delay into reverb, or reverb into delay. Then there's a send return and position of send return, of course. So everything. Below is an amp, which every amp is nicely graphically, represented. It's going to be easy to figure out, to guess their counterpart in the real life. And in amps, I already mentioned we have a 27 amps, so it's easy to guess. This is obviously Roland Jazz Chorus. We have Deluxe Reverb. We have, I don't know, JCM 800, Soldanos. We have a Diesel. There's even a Buddha amp, which is very cool. And they even modeled the inputs, so you can choose to. Oh, sorry, not on this amp. So let's see. For example, here, JCM 800. You can choose low input or high input. And below we have a power amp also for every amp, where you can adjust the bias. And then we have 4 microphones and 3 position for each microphone. So it's great. It's you have just enough options, to cover basically all grounds, and it's not too overwhelming. Some modelers, they have so many, these deep parameters to dive in, which, to be honest, most of us doesn't even know what they do. So it can be a little bit overwhelming. This is literally, like you own a real piece, a real amp, or these pedals, they're also made. You can easily guess their counterparts, in real life. As you can see, 3 delays. Let's see, 4 reverbs, modulation. You can all guess these pedals, which they are, stuff like this. Whammy, have whammy. There's even intelligent pitch shifter, which is great and works very nicely. There's a wah, basically there's everything that you need. Also, I mentioned there's 27 amps with 27 matching cabs. There's also 32 spots for your user IRs, impulse responses, if you want to import them in, which is also very good. A lot of people do that. I do it personally as well. And yeah, I mean, everything is very nicely laid down, and it's so simple. And the most important thing, the amp algorithms are great. The effects quality is very good. But a lot of modelers or processors, they usually ship with not so good factory presets, because they are usually made to showcase, a build, what device can do, so a lot of these presets can be, with a lot of delays, some, choruses, stereo stuff or whatever, and not really usable in real life. In this actual device, right out of the box, factory presets are amazing. Most of them are useful without literally little to no tweaking. And that's probably because, most of these presets are made, you know, by some big names in guitar world. For example, you see with these initials, you have these LM, that's Larry Mitchell presets for Trident, which they made. Then below we have Pete, that's a Pete Thorne. Then RB, I think it's a Rib Bitch. Then we have Leon Todd's presets, Gustavo Guerra presets, I don't know, VT, that's Vinay T, also great presets. Then Mike Herman's, you know, Silas Fernandez, etc. So you will hear some of these presets. Most of them are really, really good. And yeah, that's about it about this editor. And now let's hear some of those factory presets. So that would be sound of some of the factory presets in Trident, and I deliberately haven't changed a thing. I haven't tweaked them, so you can hear how they sound straight out of the box. And I mean, obviously you should tweak them. I should tweak them as well, you know, to suit them more according to my guitars and, you know, my listening setup, my monitoring system. But I just left them, you know, so you can hear how they sound straight from device into the sound card. And I think it's pretty good. So to wrap it up, I think it's a really good device. It's great. And I mean, for the money, it goes for around £350 in UK and around €399 in rest of the Europe, I think. And you know, it's really hard to find more complete device in terms of features while still retaining great sound algorithms for that money. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. I will, of course, leave the link in the description so you can check it out. And thanks for watching.